Hello, it is Tuesday, April 30th, 2024. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Tuesday crossword today, which means I'm going to be solving what should be another relatively approachable early week crossword, and I'm going to be solving this one normally. I'm not doing the acrosses only today. Let me know if you miss that, if you'd like to see more of it. I think reaction is mixed. Some people seem to really like it. Some people wish I would just solve normally, so I'm going to try solving normally this week, and I don't have a huge amount of time today anyway, so that works out. Also, I've just passed 16,000 subscribers, which is very exciting. Obviously, it's hardly going to put me into the upper stratosphere of YouTube channels, but it feels like a very nice milestone. So thanks to everybody who helped in achieving that. And speaking of people to thank you to Kate Dre, Casey Brandt, and as always, the indomitable Shoalmaster and the ineffable Josh Bardo. They are benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, and that means their support keeps this channel going, makes it a sustainable part of my daily work. I'm very grateful to them for that. Thanks to those four, and thanks to everybody who's a patron of the channel. If you'd like to become one yourself, you can head over to patreon.com/dailysolve or click the description field link, and you'll find all of the bonus videos available to patrons, which includes the mini puzzle pseudo speed solve that ordinarily would have been released last Friday, but I didn't have time to record it then, so now it is available. Enjoy that if you're a patron. And thanks again to everybody at any level who subscribes to that. And thanks as well if you subscribe to the YouTube channel and helped push me over 16,000 subscribers. That's very much appreciated. And now let's get on to today's crossword, which is the second construction by Michelle Gouvier, so welcome back to her. It was edited once again by Joel Faliano, and we can see some circled cells poking through the gauzy privacy veil, so that will be something thematic. Let's find out how. Let's start solving. Ingredients in a green baby food puree, probably peas, I would think, pureed peas. Pollutants banned in the 70s in brief. Is PCBs? I don't remember what that stands for. I was trying to think just now before I said it, but I couldn't think. I don't remember. But I'm pretty sure that's the answer. Addressee. Captain. So we have the contracted version of captain here, and I think we can infer that's the case because feels very much like nautical language, and so does this way of contracting captain. So there we go. Wyatt of the Old West. Wyatt Earp, famous Old West lawman. There we go. One doing impersonations would be an aper, someone who apes other people, I suppose. And then a slimy creeper is I was going to say snake, but that's not really slimy. A snail is slimier, so maybe a snail. Let's look at the crosses and see. Crop named for its doughy texture when cooked. Oh, breadfruit. Yeah, I think that's right. Let's look at the crosses and further check that. Susan of L.A. Law. I think Susan Day. I've never seen L.A. Law, but I do recognize this name. And I think, in fact, I probably recognize her name from being clued in exactly this manner in previous New York Times crosswords. I don't remember how it's spelled. It might be D-E-Y. It might be D-E... I don't know. More agile, sprier, so more spry, more kind of lithe or agile. Why Pinocchio's nose grows. Lying? Why does it grow? It grows... Yeah, it's phrased a bit oddly. Why does it grow lying? But yeah, I suppose that is true. It does grow when he lies. Just the part of speech is a bit awkward, but I'm probably overthinking that. Anyway, without bells and whistles would be no frills. There we go. Okay, so breadfruit looks correct. Non-standard abbreviation, irregular. So you could have that marked on clothing or something to indicate that something's gone wrong in the manufacture and it's being sold at a discount. I think that's one of the contexts in which you might see this abbreviation anyway. Romanian currency. Oh, I should know this and I can't think. What is the Romanian currency? I can't think what it is offhand. That's frustrating. Nabisco wafer brand. Does Nabisco make Nilla wafers? I think that's probably right. What about this one? Ingredients in some black and white cheesecakes. Here it is. It's the official snack cookie of the New York Times crossword. It is Oreos in this case, pluralized, thanks to ingredients being pluralized. Okay, so the Lou. Okay, maybe I didn't know this. I'm sure I've seen it before. I mean, it's sort of vaguely familiar, but I'm not surprised I didn't guess it. So there we go. And here we have tender cut of meat, could be the loin of meat. Oh, and I've just realized I haven't been looking at the circles. What does this say? Parlor or parlay, maybe? And this says lounge. Oh, okay, parlor. Yeah, okay, this will be rooms. So lounge, parlor. There we go. Okay, so don't yet know what that adds up to exactly, but we have rooms being spelled out in these circled cells. All right. Wealthiest couple on the Titanic, the Astors, a famously wealthy family. And maybe yes, maybe no. Not sure. Could be. Biblical twin of Jacob. Esau is a biblical character. I mean, that sounds right, that he was the twin of Jacob, so I think that's probably the answer. Self-care, question mark. Ego? As in, if you, right, okay, in a punny sense, if you have a lot of self-care, if you care particularly about yourself disproportionately, you might have quite a lot of ego. And here we have actress Terry. Terry Garr is an actress. Siouan tribe, the Oto. Let's see if that works. Exam for college-bound juniors, the preliminary SAT, I believe is the standardized test we're looking for, as opposed to seniors, I suppose, would take the regular SAT. Starchy root vegetable. Taro is a starchy root vegetable. There we go. Associated, I guess, for me, primarily with Japanese cuisine. Condition for some combat vets, for short, could be PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. And then that spells study, it looks like. So we can put a Y there. So indeed, another room in a house, potentially. Like Merlot or Pinot Noir, those are examples of red wine. And still ahead and coming up next in broadcasting lingo. I'm not sure what those are called. San Diego suburb whose name means the table. That's La Mesa. There we go. That is a surprisingly specific clue. I largely grew up in San Diego, so I know this answer, but I would not expect that to be known by very many people. I suppose if you know the Spanish, you can get right there from the clue. All right, talk idly. To natter on is just sort of talk idly. Today, rival in brief. So I think this is a morning show, U.S. morning show. So Good Morning America would be one of those, GMA. I think that would be the answer. Wears away. If you, a road, you could physically wear away a coastline, or you could metaphorically wear away someone's trust, erode their trust. Contents of a pizzeria shaker. Oregano could be one possible container, maybe red pepper flakes, maybe grated Parmesan cheese. Still ahead and coming up next in broadcast lingo. What? Oh, teaser. No, teases, because still ahead and coming up next, we need them to be pluralized because they're giving us multiple examples. So teases, there we go. All right, thin and transparent. So sheer as in fabric, maybe thin, transparent fabric could be described as sheer. Since January 1st on pay stubs, well, something that has been happening since January 1st of this year is, that category of things would be year to date. Ingredient in a sourdough starter. Yeast is the important sort of active ingredient there. And then do we think we know what this room is? Attic, probably, I bet. I'm just going to put it in because I bet it's right. Okay, here we have kind of sax. A tenor sax is one version of a saxophone, playing within the tenor range of the saxophone. Remote-controlled aircraft is a drone. Here we have uno, due, tres. So there we go. 1, 2, 3. And usual heir in patrilineal systems. The eldest son would traditionally be the heir in a patrilineal system. Patrilineal meaning it flows through the male line. Okay, changes the name of, renames, redubs, rechristens, I can't think of anything that fits in here, annoyingly. Auto setting. This could be auto meaning automatic. It could mean auto meaning automobile. I'm not sure I know which it is. What about this? Fragrant neckwear, a lei, so a flower garland associated with Hawaii most significantly. And what is the auto setting? Still don't know. What about this one? 3-word Last Supper question. Is it I? Asking, am I the one who betrays you? The question to Jesus. Okay. Changes the name of I don't know. British territory visible from Africa, Gibraltar. So, visible from North Africa and connected to the landmass of Spain. Okay, playing marble material. So a marble material used in marbles in games, agate. And I think you call the actual orb, the physical sphere itself, an agate as well when it's made out of that. Anyway, national animal of India. How do I not immediately know this? That's frustrating as well. Everything from A to Z. Oh, tiger, of course. Okay, that was embarrassingly slow, but there we go. Everything from A to Z, and then tiger, and then meaning of anti is against, so for or against. Musical speeds are tempi, so this is a plural of tempo, and that can be pluralized tempos as well. And I'm pretty sure I've seen it pluralized that well in the crossword, but they're both valid. Here we have with 45 across, presidential period from 2009 to 2017, so the Obama era. Oh, and that's a nice little, it matches up nicely because the two elements of the compound clue connect. And actually, that gives us most of another room here. Oh, no, it doesn't. That's still part of parlor. So what is this? Patio, probably. I bet I'm going to put it in. Oh, no, it's not. There are too many letters for that. Sorry, what is this? It's not parlor, even though it starts P-A. Pantry? Is that a room? I guess it can be. I think of a pantry as being sort of a large cupboard or closet, but I suppose if you have a larger house, you could have a whole room that is a pantry. I'm going to put it there. I guess I don't technically know these are rooms, but they sure seem like they are. Okay, what about this? Auto setting. Screen? No, I don't really know what that one is. Organization that funds PBS, the National Endowment for the Arts, I believe provides some amount of funding to the public broadcasting system in the United States. And then plants with licorice-flavored seeds are anises. So anise has a very distinctive licorice flavor. Island north of the Philippines, Taiwan. First thought was Taipei, which was completely wrong because that's in Taiwan and is not itself an island but a city. Auto setting. Oh, street. It is automobile. It is the set. Okay, that was actually pretty straightforward. But, as you often find, you can get these fairly vague clues that aren't misleading per se. They're just ambiguous. And this was one that took me ages. So a street is a setting, a place in which you might find cars. So there we go. Metabolic state on a low-carb, high-fat diet. Oh, I have heard of this. Ketosis. I think that's how you spell that. This is something to do with what happens when you stop eating gluten and, I don't know, some other, I guess, carbohydrates in general for long enough. You sort of go into a state of ketosis. I don't know exactly what's involved in that, but I have a friend who's done this and was telling me about it. Anyway, where a pencil skirt typically ends at the knee. So a pencil, sort of figure-hugging pencil skirt that ends at the knee. Ages and ages. Eons, there we go. It's a very long time, long indefinite time. Many holiday gifts for dogs, toys, presumably. This plus vertical line equals $sign. An S plus a vertical line drawn through it equals the US dollar sign. Well, actually, not just the US dollar. It's used for several different dollar currencies around the world. And one named Irish singer with 4 Grammys Enya is certainly, if there were an official Irish singer of the New York Times crossword, it would be Enya. Not quite common enough to displace Ono or Eno as a single-named artist. Well, neither of those is a single name. Maybe Enya is the official single-named solo musical artist of the New York Times crossword. I don't know. Let me know if you think that that's commonly enough referenced. People have sometimes, after I say these sorts of things, looked them up to actually find out the total number of times a given clue has appeared in the crossword to see how valid my official designation is. Anyway, here we have writer Ephron. Nora Ephron was a screenwriter and novelist and film director. Oh, there we go. Look at that. We have two proper nouns crossing each other. I'm usually not crazy about that. In this case, it wasn't, I knew those, so it's not the end of the world. But that can be very tricky if you don't happen to know the people involved. Slight colorings, tincts maybe, sort of related to the word tincture, but tinct just like a light shade, small amount of a color. Changes the name of. Retitles. Why did I not think of that? Ridiculous. Requirement for a business formal dress code, maybe a tie, could be that. When dreams occur for short. In REM, in rapid eye movement sleep, maybe. I think that's probably right. Because it does say for short. Yes. Okay. So, hence we have the abbreviation of rapid eye movement to REM. Pixar film set in Mexico. Coco. I enjoyed that film. Undecided. TBD or something is not long enough. Not sure about that one. Raunchy material could be smut. There we go. So blue material, pornography. Space to maneuver or a hint to 5 sets of circled letters in this puzzle. Wiggle room. Oh, okay. Right, good. These are rooms and they are spelled in a wiggling pattern. There we go. Simple as that. And that didn't occur to me. The visual pun didn't occur to me. I wish it had. That would have been impressive if I just pulled that out. But I didn't. Chinese prefix. Sino or Sino, depending on... I guess Sino is usually how it's pronounced. Here, let's see. Like, for instance, Sino-Russian relations, you could say. Relations between Russia and China. Redheaded orphan of Broadway. Annie is a famous Broadway orphan. Famous orphan from a musical. And Savannah Grazer, a gnu, the animal that grazes. And then people, places, and things, those are examples of nouns. And then alcohol flavored with juniper. Gin is very frequently flavored with juniper. Light brown shade is ecru, there we go, kind of light earth tone. And then undecided, if a person is undecided, they're torn. Right, I see. And then Mont Blanc, here we go. We have one of the Alps, a mountain, and that's it. That was the Tuesday crossword. It came together pretty nicely. It wasn't really any point at which it got very challenging, and that's what we would expect on a Tuesday. And we had a nice, straightforward theme that just gets naturally filled throughout the grid. You don't need to contend with it really at all. And as we would expect in this kind of puzzle, the revealer also has a standard clue, space to maneuver, so you can fill that in with wiggle room. But it's also a hint to these other sets of letters, which include the parlor, the lounge, study, attic, and pantry. There we go. Our 5 wiggle rooms. Very nice. And that was the Tuesday crossword. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back tomorrow for the Wednesday edition of the New York Times crossword, midweek, mid-difficulty themed puzzle. Join me for that. But until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Tuesday. Take care.